I laughed yesterday. Not the hollow chuckle I've faked at office parties since Maya died, but something raw and real that bubbled up from somewhere I thought had dried out years ago. For 26 minutes, I felt actual, genuine happiness, like someone had scooped out the concrete in my chest and replaced it with helium. That's how I know it isn't mine. The doctors call them empath nanobots, revolutionary treatment for emotional dysregulation. What they don't tell you while jabbing the needle into your arm is that these emotions aren't manufactured. They're stolen. I found out by accident. The itch under my skin became unbearable 3 nights after the injection. Using my bathroom mirror and a magnifying glass, I spotted tiny red dots moving beneath my skin. I panic bought a home med scanner off some questionable website, and what I saw made me drop the device. Tiny ant-like machines crawling through my bloodstream. Black bodies, bright red heads, eerily coordinated. As I watched, one stopped, its red head bursting into a fine mist that seeped into my tissue. That's when the wave hit me. Sudden, overwhelming optimism that made me gasp. I rode that borrowed joy for hours. I should have reported it. Instead, I spent nearly a month's rent on a micro-magnification lens. Each night, I'd watch them leave through my pores. Hundreds of them marching in perfect formation, tiny legs moving in sync. By morning, they'd return, redheads pulsing with their cargo of stolen feelings. I became obsessed with watching them. These little thieves bringing me the one thing I couldn't generate myself anymore. Then came the night they didn't return. The withdrawal was brutal. Sweat-soaked sheets, teeth grinding until my jaw seized. Thoughts darker than before treatment, whispering that a handful of pills would be easier than this hollow ache. I needed to understand what was happening, so I found Nora through a back-channel medical forum. She runs a diagnostic clinic from her basement, specializing in black market biotech. Her eyes widened when she saw my blood sample. "Holy shit," she whispered, adjusting her quantum microscope. "These aren't operating on their original parameters." On her screen, I watched the nanobots communicate through pulses of light, forming complex patterns, coordinating. "They're making collective decisions," she said, showing me previous empath footage for comparison. These were programmed to maintain emotional homeostasis in the population. Take a little excess from here, give to deficiencies there, but yours... She shook her head. "They're choosing who deserves, which emotions based on criteria they've developed themselves." "Why me?" My voice cracked. "Why do I deserve someone else's happiness?" She had no answer, just a warning. "They're spreading. That mist, it contains reproductive nanoseeds. You're a carrier." That night, the itching woke me at 3:17 a.m. Through my lens, I watched a single nanobot emerge from my wrist and scurry down my hallway. I followed it, barefoot and shivering, through my apartment building. It stopped at 4B, the Keller family. Through their window, I saw their daughter Emma coloring at the kitchen table, her face peaceful in that easy way only kids manage. The nanobot squeezed under their door. I pressed my microlens against the peephole. It climbed onto Emma's bare ankle. Its red head glowed brighter, drawing out a swirl of golden particles. Her contentment, her innocent joy. The child's smile faltered for just a second before returning, slightly dimmer. The nanobot, now swollen with its stolen cargo, began its journey back to me, its thief and beneficiary. I should have crushed it under my heel. Instead, I followed it home, understanding with sickening clarity what I'd become part of. These weren't just treatment devices. They were parasites creating perfect hosts, manufacturing addicts who would protect them while breeding inside us and spreading to new victims. The stolen emotions weren't just a side effect, they were the bait. My hands shake as I write this, not from withdrawal this time, but from what I just did. A minute ago, I watched a nanobot crawl onto my arm. Through my lens, I saw its red head rupture, golden particles seeping into my skin. Emma's joy flooded through me, pure, uncomplicated happiness that made my eyes water. I know I should fight this, report it, warn someone. But God, the emptiness before was so complete. And Emma, she'll make new joy tomorrow, right? Children bounce back. They're resilient. My lens shows more nanobots emerging from beneath my fingernails, their red heads gleaming with purpose. Tonight's harvest is coming. I'll draw my curtains and pretend I don't know where they're going, what they're taking, who they're taking from. Some thefts are necessary, some addictions justified, and some happiness, even stolen, is better than none at all. This has been Emotion Thieves. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe. It really helps and is very appreciated. Thank you for listening,